All right. Welcome to episode 2, or I guess this is episode 1 of The Paper. We got a good episode for you guys today. We're going to do a little intro, little warm-up, talk about our upcoming semester, just our classes, which ones we think be easier, and the more difficult ones, any challenges or anything that we foresee coming up these next couple months. We're going to jump into finance with me. After that, we're going to do just some stock basics. What is a stock? And then also how can you personally start investing and how we invest our money, our limited money, because we're all college students. So then we're going to jump back into sports with Willis. And then TC is going to do a little physical wellness tips for you guys. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So I don't know about you guys, but I think this semester for me is going to be pretty challenging. I'm taking 16 credits, which is 5 classes for me, because one of them is 4 credits. So there's a couple classes that I know are going to be more difficult. One of my finance classes, there's like 3 required novels that we have to read.
Jeez.
So, and I actually have a quiz coming up next week. That's over 5 chapters, so that's 5 chapters in 1 week.
They're not wasting no time.
No, they're not wasting time in that class. But that class is really I think I'm gonna enjoy that, although it's gonna be a challenge because the professor is really good, and I'm just interested in it. So, other than that, I got a humanities class that's like a requirement. That's gonna be pretty easy, and then just a couple other business classes that I'm getting through. So,
Sick.
how about you guys?
I'm taking 16 credits as well. Just finishing out my degree last semester at MSU.
Yeah, last go around.
Yes, sir. So just banging out these last 16 credits to finish and fulfill my degree requirements. To be honest, like it's a lot of credits, but I feel like it'll definitely be manageable because I have 3 online classes. So
Are those all online or hybrid or?
yeah, they're just like purely online.
Okay.
Like the exams and stuff are
Right.
in person proctored, but so that'll definitely lighten up like my actual like my physical time because I'm not gonna have to be in lecture as much. So that makes it a little bit easier. I have a web design course that I'm taking, which is gonna be pretty beneficial for me. Hopefully learn a lot because that's something I'm trying to get into. Just learn how to do design websites and stuff.
You said that's a 1 credit class.
Yeah, it's 1 credit.
Should be pretty easy on the
Yeah,
workload.
yeah. So it shouldn't really. I looked over like the syllabus and stuff, so it doesn't seem like too challenging. So it should be pretty smooth. And then I have this class for my degree. It's a integrated campaigns class. So I have that class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's he said it's gonna be run like a business. It's like
Nice.
it's gonna be like like he said, it's basically we're gonna be like working in an agency, and we're gonna have like clients from Ally Financial
Nice.
come in, and we're gonna like our whole class is gonna be dedicated to like creating a proposal for them. So that'll be some real good experience.
Is that with a group or are you?
Yeah, we're gonna work in teams. We'll start like figuring out our teams on next week.
Nice.
So yeah, that'll be good
Yeah,
for
that'd
like
be cool.
for like actual real world experience. And the professor seems pretty cool. He has like a lot of knowledge on the industry and stuff, so I feel like I'll get a lot out of that. Other than that, taking an introduction to finance course with my boy Will.
Oh, yeah.
Just trying to gain some more knowledge on the finance industry and just soak up any game I can on that.
And that's the class that I actually already took.
Oh, you took that?
I took, like at MSU they have kind of like the business college class, and then they kind of have like the non-business class.
That's what it is.
So you like I've taken the business class one, but it's essentially the same class. So
Right.
that is a good one for like pretty basic stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys to take that.
Yeah, and then like one of the last ones that I'm kind of interested in getting into is I have this Intro to Human Nutrition class, which is also online. So just learning more about as I'm trying to get better, like with like just understanding just health all around. I feel like this class will be very beneficial, just understanding nutrition and understanding like what the body needs and all the nutrients and stuff like that. So I'm pretty pumped to finish out the semester and taking some pretty cool classes. Yeah, the quote unquote real world, but yeah. How about you, Will?
Yeah, so I've got 13 credits, 4 classes, TC and the finance one.
Yes, sir.
And then I got CMSE 201, which is like computational methods, learning how to code.
Okay.
Not really looking forward to that one.
That's gonna be on the tough side.
Yeah. And then I got Econ 420, learn about like econometrics or something like that. And then involves...
What is econometrics?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're taking the class.
Yeah, it's like what the guy was kind of saying yesterday was like it's more he's trying to teach us about like correlation and causation instead of correlation versus causation.
Okay.
So kind of just understanding that.
Right.
And like it involves stats too, which also going to be tough.
Yeah, we had that together. That class was tough. But I mean, honestly, like looking back on it, the material wasn't tough, but like the professor was not very good, and it was at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not really.
Hell no.
Like I'll go, yeah, right. Like I'll go, but like I gotta get warmed up, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so that class was tough. I think will we get like a 3.0? I think.
I think I got
2.5. Okay, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Whatever, but.
So I mean, I got to build off of that in that 420 class, and then I got a management class, but that's online. Haven't really looked at it too much.
Nice.
So from there, got nothing else.
What do you think's gonna be your hardest class? Will.
Either the CMSE with the coding or the Econ 420 with the stats.
Nice. TC.
Probably I'd say the advertising 486 integrated campaigns class, just because it's like my first crack at like operating in like a real like agency kind of environment. So and then we're actually dealing with a for real like client like Yahoo Financial is really gonna consider like what our proposals are at the end of the semester. So there's gonna be some pressure, but so I'd say that's probably going to be the most difficult one, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm sure I'll gain a lot of knowledge from it.
Right.
But yeah, how about you? What's your most
I think that 481 class is just because of the workload.
What's that one called?
That's crises, insurance, and risk management. So it kind of builds off of last semester I had an insurance class, which was just like kind of jumping into the insurance industry and like terms and stuff like that, getting you acquainted with it. But this class kind of goes more in depth into like obviously those two topics, but also gets into the like the '08 crisis, the Great Depression, different financial crises that happen that have happened throughout history. So I think that one's going to be pretty tough, just like I said, because of the workload. But I think as I start to get into a rhythm and just knock out, like, I just got to get into the habit of knocking out chapters in a day.
Facts.
And then I think it will become less work and more, like, enjoyable.
So what are some kind of, like, methods you're using to, like, stay on, like you said, you have a bigger workload, so how are you, like, kind of managing that?
Yeah, so, and we can all go around and share, like, we were just talking about this before we started recording. This semester I'm trying something new, so in the past I've kind of written obviously, like, if you've been in college or school in general, you know about syllabi, I guess is the plural, right? Plural. So, obviously, like, if you don't know, if you've never been in school before, teachers give you kind of like an outline of the class, like what your grade's going to be made out of, what the weights are and everything like that, and then they also give you normally a schedule of the class. So what I did this semester was post all the schedules on my wall right behind me, actually, in our studio. No, so it's right in my bedroom on the wall, and then as I go through the semester, I'm just planning on highlighting what days we've gotten done, and that way I'll be able to keep on track what I need to do next and what we've already done.
Yeah.
Things like that. What's going to be on the quizzes and exams.
Yeah, I think
So that's a
pretty
new
good.
strategy that I've done. In the past, I've kind of written it down in like a planner, but I've found that once I write it down and I shut the planner, I just never open it again. So
Yeah.
for me personally, I know people like using planners and that's fine, but for me personally, I just don't really rock with that.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you guys? What strategies have you used or using now?
So I've been using like a planner,
Okay.
but
So you're a planner guy.
Shit.
no, something a little bit. So like, I just keep that bitch open on my desk,
Right.
so I can just see like what's coming up,
Right.
what I need to do, and then I also have like it on my phone, so I get notifications when like something's due or not.
A specific app, or you just using
I
like the
just use
calendar?
the calendar,
Nice.
like set the alerts, and then I also like I used to do like what you're doing.
Mhm.
I just kind of stopped. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it works pretty good.
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, like you just go by, check shit off as you're doing it.
Nice.
Yeah, so me, I'm a planner dude too. I went through yesterday and went through like all my syllabi and
Syllabuses.
and then I just went through and like all the like important dates, like exams, when assignments are due. I just wrote them in my planner
Right.
because I got a nice size planner. So like I look at my planner pretty frequently, so that works for me. On Sundays, like I just kind of like preview my week, so
Nice.
that way if I do have something coming up that week, I can just plan for it and manage my days that way.
Now, how do you do, like, so say you're on Sunday, you got an exam maybe in 2 weeks. Do you look ahead for those 2 weeks and then start studying? Or, like, what do you guys do when you have an exam coming up? Do you start studying that week or the week before or night before? Or because,
Probably like
obviously we've all
10
done
minutes
that
before
Right.
the exam. But I mean, it kind of just depends on like how tough I feel like the exam will
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If I feel like it will require a little bit more studying, then I'll probably get on it a little bit more ahead of time.
Okay.
But if I feel like it's something that I can, if I have like more pertinent things that I have to get done, then I can put it off a little bit. So yeah, it kind of like I said, it just depends. So yeah.
Yeah, I found that too, like, since getting into college, is like, you have all these classes and you go to them and the teachers or the professors, I guess, kind of say, like, this class is going to require a lot of work. This class is
Yeah.
going to require... But it's like, you can only spread yourself so thin.
Exactly.
So what I found is I just kind of try to rank the classes in order of, like, obviously my major classes, I'm going to try my best in those first, and then all the other ones kind of just fall in place underneath that, and then that directly relates to how much time I put into it. So, like, for example, this humanities class that I have, that's bottom. So, like, I'm not going to put a ton of work into that because A, it's easy, and B, it's just a gen ed.
Exactly.
So that's what I've found.
Yeah.
I've kind of learned how to do that since
Yeah.
since I've come to college.
Yeah. Another thing that I have just taken up just recently, my brother kind of inspired it. I just got into an Excel spreadsheet and just like mapped out like a weekly
Oh, nice.
schedule.
Okay.
Kind of color coded it too, just so it'll be like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
And then I just like kind of mapped out my week into like time blocks, so that just keeps like my it's more organizational, and I can just view it and see like what I have to do and stuff like that. And then like on Sundays, which I have a time block just for like week preparation, I can go into my planner and then just anything that's important for the week, I can just map that out. And then that way I can like divide up the tasks like throughout the week.
Sure.
So that way I'm not like just winging it day by day,
Right.
and I'm on top of my stuff. So especially like with having a lot of things going on outside of school, it'll be easier for me to just stay on top of things the more organized I am.
Right.
So
I like that.
yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good hack, is just staying as organized as you can. It kind of helps efficiency and productivity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
No.
All right, so that wraps up our little intro here. We're just giving you a little preview of our semester to come. Next, we're going to jump into finance. All right, so next up, we got finance with me, Costa. So today, we're just going to be talking about some stock basics. So essentially, what is a stock, and how can you invest in it? What does it mean? What do different numbers mean? Things like that. So essentially, what a stock is just a slice of ownership in a company, a publicly traded company. So basically, companies kind of raise equity. They sell parts of the business in order to raise money to fund like expansions or acquisitions or different things like that. They're traded on different exchanges. Like, for example, obviously the big one is the New York Stock Exchange. The NASDAQ is another one. And then there's international ones like London Stock Exchange, the Nikkei, which I think is Japan's. It's either Japan or like Korea or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then there's talking about returns, and I'm getting through this pretty quick, so you guys can jump in whenever you feel. But like, in the return component, you basically have two different ways to make a return. That's through the capital gains. So essentially, I buy a stock at $10, I sell it at $100, and you keep that difference. And then dividends. So every quarter, every month, or even sometimes it's semi-annually, companies will pay a part of their earnings to the stockholders in order to kind of reward them for investing in the stock, holding the stock. So those are the two ways that you can earn a return through it.
So, like, say a company doesn't really have much earnings, or like if their earnings isn't really good, would they still pay out a dividend?
No, usually you see dividend paying stocks are usually like more mature companies. So like a Ford or I'm trying to think.
Verizon pays.
Yeah, Verizon pays one. So like these companies that have been around for a while, they're pretty stable. They're not really classified as a growth stock, which is like newer companies, say like an Uber or like AMD, which is Advanced Micro Devices. I think they make like computer chips. These companies that are just starting out, really trying to raise a bunch of capital and invest it, and then start trying to generate new business. Those companies you normally have negative earnings anyways.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't pay a dividend.
They're not really profitable at the beginning.
No, right? Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, dividends are usually for more mature companies, and that's just as a way to kind of reward the shareholders for paying it out.
Nice.
So yeah, great. So then just some pros and cons with stocks. In terms of investing in them, they offer a higher reward, but they also offer higher risk. And so what I mean by that is normally stocks will have higher returns than bonds or investing in cash or
like a savings account.
Right, like a savings account. But they also will have more risk. So if a company goes bankrupt, normally, except in some very like specific situations, the stockholders won't get anything. So you invest your money, you lose everything. Whereas the bondholders, most of the time, at least the more senior level bondholders will be able to have a claim to the assets. So when they liquidate the company, the bondholders will get paid at least a portion of what they invested. And that's one of the basic things which you guys will actually learn about in that class that we were talking about. In finance is the balance between risk and reward. So you take more risk in order to make more return, right? Yeah. And if you're not, then there's a problem. So like if I'm investing in stocks and I'm earning less than I could in bonds, there's either a problem with the stocks or the bonds are just really outperforming, which rarely ever happens. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening like on a long-term basis.
Yeah.
So yeah. Other than that, some other pros are that you get voting rights. So like when the company goes to make decisions about like board members or CEO, anything to do with the CEO or different things like that, you can vote on that, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and then some other terms that you might hear with having to do with stocks are like the market capitalization, which is essentially the stock price multiplied by the number of shares outstanding. That essentially tells you what the company. I'm not sure if it tells you what it's worth. I don't think that's the right thing to say, but it tells you basically like the size of the company. So they're classified by micro, small, mid, and large, and there's different barriers. So like I think micro's like under 1 billion, small is like up to 2 billion, mid is between 2 and 10, and then large is anything more than
10 billion.
Yeah. So just some different things like that, and then obviously like if you want to know more, you can look it up. Like Investopedia is really good at defining terms. We've talked about this before, but Investopedia is really good at defining terms having to do with everything investing and finance.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to know more, you can look on there and just kind of search up some terms you might hear in the business news or things like that. So,
Yeah. Investopedia is definitely a good resource to utilize, because it's like it breaks it down into kind of like simple terms.
Right, yeah.
So it's not real complex, especially like when I was learning when I first started diving into like investing and finance topics, that's kind of like the main source I would use, because like I said, it kind of simplifies it. Mm-hmm. And then also they have like their platform, they have like they summarize the article with like some key takeaways. Mm-hmm. So you kind of know what to expect and to get out of it. And then also a lot of times they'll have like a 2-minute clip or video just kind of explaining it with like some graphics. So if you're like a more visual or audio learner, that'll be really beneficial to you. And then like I said, it's really like simple breakdowns, but it also like gives you a ton of information.
Right.
And then like pretty much any topic you can think of in finance or investing, like they'll have it on there.
Right.
So definitely utilize that if you're trying to learn more about anything that has to do with investing or finance.
Right. I agree. Yeah, and like I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent here, but we can kind of open it up to be to talk about what you guys use. I mean, we talked about Investopedia, but like, do you guys use any other like kind of financial encyclopedias or anything like that? I mean, so I guess I'll start. I personally use Investopedia, and then obviously Google, and then just reading like Wall Street Journal and different things like that kind of help to put the terms into context. Mm-hmm. So those would be probably the three that I focus on.
Nice. I'd say something I have just recently, like in the past month, have started using more is investing.com.
Okay.
And that's more so just kind of like for, they have like pretty much any type of investing news, but I use it majority for like Forex news.
Okay.
But also they like send me like banner or push notifications, whatever they're called.
Right.
So like if there's like an economic event that can affect like a certain currency, it'll just send me a notification, and then I'll just have that knowledge. Or other like big news, I just kind of get on there and just kind of scroll and just trying to stay up to date. They also have like analysis for like certain currencies, so that's something I've been using like for my Forex stuff.
Definitely.
But also like Robinhood, they have like a section on there where you can get like the headlines and news, and even if it's like for a specific stock that you're looking into, you can get like the news on them. And then lastly, I would say that I use TD Ameritrade. They have like a section, because I have an account with them. They have like an education and research section on there, and that's good for just like building your knowledge. So those are kind of like the main platforms that I utilize when I'm trying to gain knowledge or look into something.
Nice. How about you, Will?
I use Robinhood too. I get like their emails.
Okay.
They're called like Robinhood Snacks. It's
snacks.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty short, which is good. It like tells you like top movers, top losers, what's gonna happen in the like today, like in events. other big news that might be affect the stock market, and then I also use like Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Investopedia, and then another one I've been getting into was Yahoo Finance, where it gives you a briefing of the morning, afternoon, and then like night at this when the stock market closes of like what will happen or like expected, and then what has happened. It's always good just to read over those.
Sure. So does that send that like straight to your phone, like you?
Yeah, it's like
as a notification.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
kind of
cool.
like the investing.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably like even sometimes like with email, it's difficult to like you get that email, you just turn your phone, like you lock your phone, and you're like I'll read it later. You just don't read it. So like I think that's cool that you guys have apps that send it right to you. It's just a notification. You can just kind of read it on the screen there, and then
Exactly.
you get the gist.
Yeah, because like everybody is on their phone a lot nowadays. So I mean,
It'd be essentially like a Twitter notification or something like
rather
that.
It's
than
just better learning.
yeah,
Right.
rather than being on like getting like a Facebook notification or Twitter or Snap, like you're getting something that'll like further your knowledge. So
Sure.
that's pretty dope.
Definitely. So, any other comments about that? All right. So jumping into the next part of my section here, we're going to talk about how you can kind of start investing. So it's important to make this kind of caveat here that we're not financial advisors, nor are we professionals. We're 3 college students, so don't take any of this as investment advice. And always remember that just investing in general carries risk, so be prepared to lose money or
and always do your own due diligence.
Exactly.
That's number 1.
So with that being said, just kind of giving couple tips here about how you can start investing for yourself. So personally, I have an account with E-Trade. It's actually a combined account with me and 2 of my cousins, so I do a little bit of just passive investing every month. But essentially what you want to do is open up a internet browser, head over to E-Trade, and we're not sponsored by E-Trade either, so I should probably say that, but just head over to E-Trade and just hit open an account. You want to open a brokerage account, and then you'll just have to fill out a bunch of personal information. I think you'll need like a social security number, an email, obviously, and then like a phone number. Those are the 3 main things you gotta have. And then what you want to do is link up a bank account so that you can transfer some money in there. So me personally, I have MSUFCU, and you just look up the routing number and then use your account, and then you'll be able to transfer money back and forth. So you can put money in and then take money out if you so please. And then you're ready to go. So we put some money in there, and then you can start trading some stocks, looking up some stocks that you are interested in. Do some research, obviously, first. Always do your research first. Don't just jump right in, but you're ready to go. So with that being said, so let's talk about what, and we kind of already hit this a little bit, but what you guys use to invest your money personally. So we talked a little bit about Robinhood, I think was mentioned. I just said E-Trade. TC, you said you have TD Ameritrade, right?
Yeah, I have an account that I'm using as like an emergency fund. Like I haven't invested in any stocks just yet on that platform, but yeah, I use TD Ameritrade. My brother got me into that, so that's the platform I use. And kind of like Costa, I just linked up my bank account, and like passively, just like out of every check, I just deposit a certain amount out of each check, and that's just to build up like an emergency fund. And then like I also use Robinhood because it has free commissions. TD Ameritrade does as well.
Yeah, and E-Trade does too.
Yeah,
and that's something to look for too. Actually, a lot of like brokerage services are going to this, but the zero commission is huge because that's just saving you money, obviously.
Exactly,
and then always look at kind of the fees of like, I invest personally in a lot of index funds just because I think it's the best way to do it. I'm kind of like I lean towards passive investing. So like you said, taking money out every month and just throwing it into an index fund is just making you money. But always look for like some things like expense ratios and then any other kind of fees that might be hidden in there. And that's just about doing your research.
Yeah,
too,
for sure. Yeah, and then like I said, I just use Robinhood, buy some stocks on there, and now they have a thing where you can invest into partial shares of a stock, so you don't have to have like, I think like say a stock is $80, you could buy say half of a share for 40.
Nice.
So you don't have like, you can start investing with literally $1.
You can buy a little Berkshire Hathaway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like point oh 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 oh
Zero,
one
zero,
of them.
zero, 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 zero. Yeah, no, but those are like my main two investing platforms that I have right now, and then I also invest my money into the Forex market. So those are kind of like the ways I am investing right now.
Cool. How about you, Will?
So I got 2 accounts in TD Ameritrade, and then those like big lump sums. Whenever I get like that, I just put it into there. One of them's like an retirement account.
Nice.
Just to have
I
that
do
going.
have I opened up an IRA recently.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always nice to have.
Yeah, we'll probably get into that a little bit down the road, but like the difference between the retirement accounts and what I do is more like retail investing, so that's just like the trading of the stocks back and forth, and there's different rules in terms of like tax efficiency and things like that you want to kind of follow when you're doing retail and versus like an IRA or a 401k or a Roth, whatever. So
yeah,
we'll talk about that down the road, but
yeah,
continue.
The one's the Roth IRA, and then the other one I think is just like a regular account.
Okay.
And then I also got one in like an account open in Robinhood. That's where I'm just like personally investing my money into like stocks that I like and the money that I have available to me, not just like lump sum.
Right.
Just like slowly putting some more money in there.
So would you say like the Robinhood account is more like you're kind of like fuck around, like try to make some quick money like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's important too. I think that's something that after you get acquainted with investing in general, but it's kind of fun. Like I enjoy doing it. I enjoy like
definitely.
looking at the market and looking at different stocks that have made like, you know, I mean, obviously hindsight is always 20/20, but like looking at stocks that have had like, you know, a 200% return in the past year. That's kind of fun, and trying to like guess what the next one's gonna be.
Yeah.
Obviously, like that's something to do with a kind of small amount of money because you don't want to lose all your money.
Right.
But I think it's just enjoyable to kind of have like a fuck around or like try to make some money section of your investment portfolio.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just be like one of them early investors.
Yeah.
Get that good return.
Exactly. So, any other comments on that? No. All right, so that's going to wrap up our finance section.
All right, so now we're moving on to the sports section. We're gonna start off with the college football playoffs.
CFP.
We just had LSU and Oklahoma play.
Oklahoma play. That's a.
Did they even show up?
They
I don't
didn't.
even know, bro. They got.
That was
murdered.
brutal. It was over in the first half.
I feel like Oklahoma just needs to stop going to the college.
That's what I was
playoff.
talking. Like I was talking to my dad the other day. Like, if Oklahoma next year has the kind of season they had this year, do you even like is part of the decision is like, well, they were there for it. Like they've been there 4 times. They're 0-4.
Yeah.
And they got fucking slapped around last year. So like, I don't know if that comes into it comes in as a factor, but like, it would for me. Like if I was on that board.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they. I mean, the Big 12 is just, to me, is such like a weak conference. Like,
Yeah,
there's
no
defense being played.
No, yeah.
So it's like games are always in like the 50s. Like, come on now. Like they obviously didn't really deserve to be there. Like you beat Baylor in the conference
and I think
championship.
part of the reason they got it was because Georgia lost.
Yeah.
So they kind of backdoored their way in, and
Exactly.
it obviously showed.
Yeah, that means Joe Burrow had a field day on them.
Yeah. And what's that receiver's name?
Animal.
Something
shit.
Williams, right?
Number 1.
Yeah, the one with all the touchdowns.
I know his name, but it's like drawing a blank.
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson.
They have they have 3 receivers that are pretty solid. It's
Yeah.
Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Yeah, he's an animal.
Yeah.
And then Justin Jefferson, and I think Marshall might be like their 3rd receiver. Terrence Marshall.
Yeah.
So they have like a solid, very solid receiving core, and then of course they have Joe Burrow. Yeah, and then they have solid backs. So, I mean, it's gonna be a good matchup between them and Clemson. I think LSU takes it for sure.
Pick, LSU.
Yeah, I think LSU definitely. I don't really see Clemson stopping them. I feel
Yeah,
like it'll be a good
towards
game
LSU
though.
too. Yeah. I mean, Clemson, the only thing that is on, well, not the only thing, but like one of the big things on Clemson side is the fact that they've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that really comes into play, the fact that they've been there year in, year out, and they know what they're doing. They know how to win that game, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I still think LSU is just better.
Yeah, I think their leagues are better than
The SEC is
everyone else.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though. It's gonna be a good game. By no means do I believe that
Not
LSU is
gonna be like
gonna.
Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, definitely not. I believe because Trevor Lawrence is a dog himself. So I feel like they just don't have the firepower.
Yeah.
I'd say and I feel like Joe Burrow is definitely gonna spread it around.
Although ETN is pretty
Oh
good.
yeah.
That fucking run that he had where they were like, they must have been on like the 12 or 13 or something, and they ran like a sweep, and he just ran almost all the way to the sideline, and then he like cut it back. No, the Ohio State's 12, so like they were about to score, and then he cuts it back and like gets by this one guy, and then he almost gets tackled, and then he scored. I was like, this dude is legit.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a beast. Yeah, for sure.
so.
But I mean, yeah, I think LSU takes it. Finish up the year undefeated. I just don't really see the Clemson defense really being able to stop Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's a whole nother animal. So it's all unanimous that LSU's gonna win.
Yeah. Do you know what the line is, Willis?
No. I should have looked that up. I'm guessing I'm saying like 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If it's more than 7, I feel like that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
So is that just what they're expecting? Like
how much they think they're gonna win by, or like, so if you're like, if say LSU is like -7, that means that everybody thinks they're gonna win by at least 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for now we'll move on. We got NFL playoffs. The dynasty falls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's 5.5.
5.5. That's pretty good.
LSU's 5.5 point favorites.
But yeah, Tom Brady. You think he's coming back next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said
he did.
Just said on Instagram, like today.
Yeah,
he's
that's
coming back.
not that surprising.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not gonna be like fucking. It's not like he's gonna be great.
Yeah.
They just gotta get some weapons for him. They'll be fine. They'll win it again.
Should have kept Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. They had him. They said, we don't want him.
Boy, crazy.
The Titans. They play the Ravens.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna get blown out.
Damn. Old. You think they're just gonna
Titans.
get blown out?
Ryan Tannehill.
I mean, he's not good, but I'm saying like Derrick Henry obviously showed he can carry them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of fucking running in that game.
They couldn't score though. Like Tennessee, like they got to granted the Pats defense is pretty solid, but I feel like Lamar Jackson is about to put up some numbers.
Yeah.
Either way it goes. So if you're not able to keep pace with him, then
Mark Ingram.
Exactly, Mark Ingram and Lamar Jackson gonna be throwing there and running it. Hollywood Brown. So I feel like I definitely agree with you. It's gonna be a Ravens win, but by how much, I'm not sure. Did they play during the season?
Probably.
They're both in the maybe.
Because Tennessee's in the South, and then the Ravens are in
Two purple teams.
Purple
they're
people
in the
eaters.
East, so I don't know if they played, but there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of fucking running. They might set the record for most rush yards at NFL playoff game.
Probably.
Yeah,
I
might
think
have
I
been
would
the
take that
Super
bet.
Bowl
I would take that bet.
with the Falcons and Patriots because they had like over 1,000 yards between the
really?
teams. But that was a lot of passing too.
Yeah.
Then you got Saints and Vikings, kind of like a controversial call at the end for the
Yeah,
Saints.
that push off.
Yeah.
You think he pushed off? I think he did.
I don't think it was big enough for a flag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think he
Dude
definitely
just
pushed
got-
off.
Yeah.
He definitely pushed
He
off,
like
but
pushed him in the middle of the
Yeah.
chest. Like,
Yeah.
and you could see his the corner or safety's reaction. Like he did
Yeah.
get pushed for sure, but
yeah.
But I
don't
mean,
know
like,
if
it was
he
a
really-
bad matchup in the first place. Like, that
Exactly.
dude's like, what, 6'5", and
Yeah.
Rudolph's like 6'5",
Yeah.
and fucking, I don't even know who's covering, but he wasn't 6'5".
exactly.
No.
And
So,
he
like-
didn't really have his head around either.
Yeah.
It's not like he needed to push off, but, like, I just see him making that catch regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And the Vikings, they're going to play 49 or Packers.
no, they play the
49ers.
49ers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, because Seahawks
play the
wild
Packers.
card too,
Yeah.
and they're lower. So yeah.
Yeah, fucking Seahawks, they go like, what, 11 and whatever, and they get the
Yeah.
wild card. They got to play the play-in.
They got to
So
play
it's
at
tough.
Philly.
Yeah, yeah. They even get home field.
Yeah, but I mean, Saints are unlucky, man. In the
dude,
playoffs.
no one has more bad luck than
Yeah,
them.
I was watching it and like Drew Brees had like they were going down. They could have scored a touchdown. I think it was like 17-20.
Yeah.
And then he had that fumble,
at the
and then
end.
they stopped him, and then they eventually got that field goal, and then it's like they just drive the whole field in overtime. And
Yeah.
man, I mean, I definitely rock with the Saints, but it's like, I mean, they gotta find a way to win. Like you got
Yeah.
Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. Like
Yeah. Last
your
year they
offense
had-
definitely has to put up like. It seems like they always struggle on offense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the thing. And you, like, as a Lions fan, I know about this. Like, the refs are gonna make bad calls, but it's just about making the plays to
Yeah,
win the game,
exactly.
regardless of the calls. Like, we saw that this year at fucking Green Bay with those hands to the face calls.
Yeah.
But like, at the end of the day, we kicked 5 field goals. And when I say we, I mean Lions. We kicked 5 field goals. You're not gonna fucking win if you kick 5 field goals.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
So, it's just about making those winning plays. To me.
So with this NFC North matchup coming up, who do you think's gonna win? Packers or Vikings? Or they don't. They play the 49ers. Never
No,
mind.
Seahawks and Packers and
Yeah.
49ers and Vikings.
I got
So between
Seahawks.
49ers and
I got Seahawks and 49ers in the what would that be, the conference
Championship.
championship?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll go the basic. I'll go 49ers Packers.
I
the
think
2 top seeds.
49ers will win. Seahawks and Packers, that's gonna be a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Seahawks just because of Marshawn Lynch.
Beast mode.
You
Beast
really,
mode.
yeah.
You know, it was. I saw on Twitter today. It was like 9 years ago. He had that run against
The
the
Saints.
Yeah,
Beastquake.
fucking grabs that guy and just pushes him right down on the ground. Like, damn.
He
bro.
ran through the whole squad,
Yeah.
literally.
And then we kind of already talked about it, but the Seahawks Eagles.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it. Probably wasn't that great of a game. Kind of low scoring.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was pretty decent.
It
There was like
close
chances.
until
There
the
was
end.
Matt
the Eagles
Cass
had
was going off.
had some chances to win, but
The
they
Eagles just
are
suck.
not
They had
good.
McCown in at quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Nick
That was
Foles
his-
got, or not Foles.
Wentz.
Wentz got
Wentz,
hurt.
yeah.
Should've
That was,
had
he got-
Wilson.
that was
blasted in the back of the
Oh,
head,
yeah.
dude.
Davion Clowney.
Yeah.
that was Josh McCown's first, like in his whole. I think he's been in the league like 15 or 17 years. That was
Yeah.
his first playoff game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, played
But
for
I
some
mean,
scrub teams.
yeah, you play with your backup quarterback, you're not gonna.
Unless it's
It's
Nick
gonna
Foles.
be tough for you to win. Yeah. Yeah, unless it's Nick Foles.
So we got top 5 now. We're gonna do top 5 quarterbacks from this year, kind of sticking with the NFL theme. Anyone want to go first? Or?
I'd say my top one is Lamar Jackson.
He was
Yeah.
my fantasy QB this year. Shout out to him. But I feel like he's definitely deserving of the MVP. So I'd say he's been number one this year, followed by Russell Wilson.
Nice.
Yeah, he
Followed-
was solid.
Yeah, followed by I'd say Dak Prescott. I think he
Yeah.
had a pretty solid year. Who else? To be real, I don't even watch.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Uh,
I'd say, yeah, I would agree with I would say it goes, for me, the top 5 this year was Lamar, obvious.
Yeah.
Jimmy G, just because his team is really good and he's a good player. And then I got Russell at 3. 4, I'd probably go with
yeah.
Rodgers, maybe.
Leaving out
He had a
Dak
pretty
like
good. He
that.
had that perfect passer game.
Perfect
Yeah.
passer
in the middle
rating.
of in the middle of the year. And then 5, I got to throw Matthew Stafford in. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Injured for half the season.
No, 5, I'd probably go like Kirk Cousins.
Can't win the
I mean,
big games.
he's in the. What are you talking about? They just won that
won.
playoff
He
game.
threw that
1-1.
dime to Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a perfect pass.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Mine, I'm gonna have to go Lamar Jackson first. Obviously, he was lighting it up. Second, blow by bias with Dak.
Yeah.
He was going off. He's second in passing yards though,
Yeah.
so that's like.
That's why I put him up there. He
Yeah.
was shredding.
And
Behind.
Then,
Who's he second behind?
Seahawks quarterback Russell
Oh,
Wilson.
I thought it was fucking Jameis. Jameis. Does he have a ton of yards this year?
Oh yeah, yeah. That
he
was
is number 1.
Yeah, but Wilson's my third
Oh, okay.
pick.
I think he was saying like in passing yards. Like
Yeah.
He was,
Yeah,
But
he's
Jameis
second.
has over 5,000.
Yeah,
that's
That's
crazy.
just insane.
He was tossing that boy to Mike Evans, who I also had on my
Yeah,
fantasy team.
I had Chris Godwin. He is a beast.
Yeah.
For 4, I'm gonna put Jimmy G
Okay.
again because of his team. Did great.
Yeah.
Drew
And then-
Brees.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
Breeze too.
But
Maybe
fifth-
I would switch out Breeze for 5.
Yeah.
5th, I'm throwing in Jameis Winston for
Oh
his
my
5,000 yards.
All he has to do is stop
30.
throwing the ball to the other team.
He had 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, first ever. He's
That
got to
is
eat the
so
dub.
Of course, it's Jameis Winston to do that.
But like I feel like he gets a bad rap, kind of. He does throw a ton of interceptions.
He can't see, dude.
Yeah, he's always squinting.
Yeah.
But that's 5,000 passing yards and 30
Yeah.
touchdowns.
I mean, there's
is
a lot of teams that would like, if they got him, they would get better.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, you
yeah.
can name any of
They just
them.
if he can
Lions.
cut his
Fuck that.
interceptions in half,
Yeah,
he'd be
MVP,
one of
yeah.
the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'd say that's a very big ask though. Like
For
Yeah,
him to
that-
cut down those
I
interceptions.
mean,
But that's
just-
a ton of interceptions.
Dude, just like the throws that he makes are just like.
Some of them aren't his fault though. Too. It's like the receivers fuck up.
Well, sure, but
and
like a
goes to
lot
the
of them
field.
are. Like some of them, he's
Yeah.
like throwing into double coverage or
Yeah.
like triple coverage. It's
Like interceptions are a very bad thing to just have a ton of because like they change the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
definitely.
Like you're giving the other team the ball back, plus you're not scoring any points yourself. So it's like,
Right.
so I mean, yeah, interceptions are definitely crazy.
not
Yeah,
good.
you throwing 30 of them, like
That'll hurt.
yeah. No wonder the Bucks aren't really much good.
Better than the Lions still.
Oh yeah, I went to that game where they
We
played the
only had
Lions.
fucking.
Yeah, they beat them.
Yeah, they beat on them, yeah.
Yeah, alright, well.
Next, we're gonna move on to basketball. We got the NBA. There's been some news going around the Pistons lately about DeAndre Drummond. They're looking at trades for him. One of the teams was the Hawks.
Yeah, they got to get rid of his. He has like a huge contract, I think.
This is his last year too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's getting paid. I think it's either like between 20 and 30 million a year.
Yeah.
It's still a lot,
Yeah,
but not
that-
as much compared to like Blake Griffin, who's like 38 million a year.
Yeah, but like having both of them, that eats so much of their
Yeah.
cap space. I think they're trying to, like, kind of get into a little rebuild.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they definitely
obviously,
need to.
but like I think they're just trying to drop them to get some cap space.
Yeah,
is
because
good.
right
I-
now
I
they
like
have
it.
none.
Yeah.
They're like $1,000 below the cap space. Or cap,
Yeah.
so that's a little
Can't
tough.
get anybody for that.
No. And then you got Reggie Jackson on like a $20 million a year
You
contract.
gotta just
somehow.
get rid of him.
Yeah.
Detroit sports, man. What's up with that?
Blake Griffin's injured now too.
Everybody's
Just
down.
had surgery.
Although the Red Wings won the other day.
Yeah, but
Alex was talking
that's
about that.
nothing special.
Yeah. What are you gonna
Um,
do? Everybody sucks.
Yeah. We got Luka, who's kind of just going off.
That man's is a monster.
He is
got-
good.
Third in points per game, or like 27 or 28 a game. That's solid.
They're good, dude. The Mavs
yeah,
are pretty good.
him and
I don't know what their
Quiznos.
record is, but
I had it up earlier, but he's third in assists per game too. Just saucing out.
Yeah, he gets
Ball,
like a lot of
everyone.
triple doubles.
I saw
Yeah.
he
Like-
has like however old he is, like 22 or something.
Pretty young.
He has like 22 triple doubles, and LeBron at 22 had 5. So
Good.
Yeah, LeBron's
random
not
ass
to go.
ESPN stat.
Luka's like a better Russell Westbrook.
I can see it. I
Just
guess,
not
but
as like
not
fast
athletic.
paced.
I would say
or
he's like a
athletic,
better.
triple double getter.
Oh man, who's he like?
I feel like he kind of has his own game.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He's
I
got a
wouldn't really-
European style.
Yeah, I wouldn't really liken him to anybody because he's like he's not really the most athletic, but I mean he'll definitely bang on you. He's 6'8",
Yeah.
but he's like a 6'8" point guard with insane he has good IQ, he has good feel for the game,
He can shoot.
and he can shoot the lights out. Like he'll create his own shot. So I feel like he's just kind of like his own player type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've never seen him before.
One of a kind.
No, yeah, the Mavericks are 23 and 13, and they're in 6th place. So
Yeah, the West is stacked. So
yeah, but I was looking at we did those like projections.
yeah,
Mine are so fucking bad.
yeah, the
like-
league kind of like flipped itself
Yeah, like the
upside down
Heat
this
are
year.
in 3rd place in the East,
Yeah, the Heat.
and I had them barely getting in.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler really changed that shit around.
Yeah, him and Tyler Hero.
Yeah, he's good. So I'm lighting it up.
What's bro name? What is bro name? Kendrick Nunn. He's pretty
Oh
good
yeah,
too.
yeah, he plays for them as well. Kept coming out of Oakland.
Oh yeah. He went to Illinois for a bit too. He went to Simeon, the same high school as Jabari Parker and Derrick Rose.
D Rose.
Nice.
Speaking of, I think D Rose just hit a buzzer beater last night.
I don't know. I
Good
haven't
too.
watched NBA in a minute.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll move on. We got the Bucks and the Lakers both leading the conference.
I got that
probably in
the
Not surprising. To me.
No.
I mean Lakers maybe, but Bucks.
I'm just waiting for someone on the Lakers to get injured because they're old and fragile.
Dude.
I think it's gonna be the Clippers versus the Bucks in the finals.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I think that's a
I
solid
think the
prediction.
Clippers are better than the Lakers.
Definitely. LeBron's too old. He's not the GOAT.
Walk.
Just as a
Kawhi.
disclaimer, Will just doesn't like LeBron, so like,
Yeah.
There's
Big
bias.
bias.
just, yeah. So, I don't.
But Kawhi's just unstoppable.
Yeah.
You saw that last year in the finals and
Yeah.
the run to the playoffs
Facts.
with that buzzer beater. Insane.
The one he hit on the 76ers.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Bounced
remember
everywhere.
watching that. I'm like, wow.
Continuing with basketball, we're moving to college. We got some
yeah.
news from the home turf.
You know it.
We got MSU beating Michigan.
Scrubs.
Handily?
Yeah, Cash is dropping 32, and we moved up to number 8
You know it.
from 14.
Now we're just gonna wrap up with some physical wellness tips and some info on that. So one thing that I feel is a pretty good tip and a good topic to go over in regards to like physical fitness is number one, like what you're putting into your body, and not really jumping into like the specifics of that, but just a method that I use and I know a lot of people use is like meal prepping. I feel like it's definitely has a bunch of benefits to it. Just it saves you time, it saves you money, and you're able to be in control of what you're eating. So what I do is, but I haven't done it. This week I was kind of busy, but normally on like Sundays I'll go grocery shopping and grab what I want for the week, and then I'll just cook it all in like one batch. Yeah, it takes long at the beginning because you're like cooking so many meals, but then you don't really have to worry about going in each day and figuring out what you're gonna eat, and that just kind of cuts down the temptation to like go out and buy food.
Right.
Because I've been in that situation before where like I don't have anything to eat, so I feel like I need to eat. I'm starving, so I'll go out and I'll buy something that's really not the best for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that plays a part in your like if you're not, like, say I go to like get like some fast food, which I haven't done in a while, but just say that's gonna be a pretty bad decision for my physical fitness, and then also I'm spending more money than I would if I went and grabbed food from the grocery store and just cook that, because like a lot of times like eating out, like you're bound to spend like $8, $9, $10 on just one meal, whereas if like you went to the grocery store and like a pack of chicken breasts is like $6 or whatever.
That's like 4 days.
Exactly.
Of food, right?
4 days of protein for $6. Like you're spending more on one meal that's really not helping you by eating out. So like it's easier to eat healthier because you can just go to the grocery store, grab your vegetables, grab all the food that you need, and cook it ahead of time so that you have it ready to go. So that saves your time and it saves your money.
So what would you say are some of your favorite like things to prep? Like what do you do? Do you do like the same thing every day, or do you kind of like switch it up at all?
I switch it up. I don't like necessarily cook like a bunch of like different meals. I just kind of add like a different spin on each one. Okay. So like, well, this week my mom made my food, but like,
That's
so
the best way to do
exactly.
it.
she's the pro. So like this week, she did like 3 separate like flavors of chicken breast. Like she did barbecue, Cajun, and like lemon pepper. So like that adds variety. So you're not just eating the same thing each time, because that can get kind of boring and bland. Like who wants to eat the same thing all the time?
Yeah.
And then she just grilled or baked like a bunch of different vegetables, and then I just put rice and then mix and match the vegetables and like mix them up. So it definitely gave me some variety, and like I'm able to control what I'm eating, and I know exactly what I'm putting into my body, rather than like going to eat somewhere you don't really know how organic or fresh or how beneficial it really is. So I say there's definitely ways to mix it up so that way you're not eating the same thing all the time.
Also makes it kind of easy to just like throw it in a Tupperware, throw it in the bag, and just have it.
That's exactly.
So you can eat like whenever.
Exactly.
Saves you time.
Yeah. Because I ate my lunch before we did this podcast, and I just had it prepped yesterday, and then I had it in my storage dish, so I just brought it with me to my classes, and then when I got here I just popped it in the microwave and it was ready to eat.
Right.
A couple minutes in the microwave and you can eat. And then
now do you prep like 2 meals per day for the week, or do you just kind of do one and you just have that for dinner and like what do you do for the other ones? So
basically, like me personally, like you can definitely prep like each meal, like breakfast, lunch, dinner. I find it that I really only need to prep lunches because that's where I'm more like on the go, like I'm not at home to eat. So rather than like it'll substitute for me having to go out and buy something, because that's like the time that I would go out and spend money on food. And whereas like dinner time I'm usually at home, so that way I can like make dinner at home already. So that's me personally. I do know of people that prep like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, but me personally,
that seems like a lot of work.
Exactly. That's I feel like that's where people get like kind of discouraged by the amount of work, is when you're prepping so many meals. But when you're only doing like one meal for like the week, it's a bit easier. But I mean, even if you were like doing your lunch and your dinner, you can still like, there's ways to like cut down on the time.
Right.
If you think about it,
I think you could kind of do like a same thing for lunch,
Exactly.
or like what you were saying, kind of do. Like maybe like have the barbecue and then have like a lemon pepper for dinner and then just like switch that on and off throughout the week, shit like that. So
yeah, for sure. There's definitely ways to mix it up. So
gotta get creative.
Could do like different veggies and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I did. She baked like some green beans, different kind of peppers, some Brussels sprouts, and like I mean, there's a ton of vegetables out there that I usually use. Like broccoli, cauliflower, just a bunch of different vegetables, and then I just use some rice, and then most times like some sweet potatoes, and just have at it.
Nice.
But yeah, I definitely feel like there's a ton of benefits to meal prepping. Like I said, save time, save money first and foremost, because I feel like that's where a lot of people, if you were to track your expenses, a lot of it is spent eating out. So the more you can cut down on that, the more, like we said, you can say you spend $10 on a meal. You do that 2 times per day. At the end of the week, that's like $100 because that's $20 times 5.
Right.
$100 you could start investing with $100.
Right.
So just the more tips and tricks you have, the easier it is just to better yourself for real.
Right.
So yeah. Definitely take heed on that. Going on to the next thing, I'm gonna dive into some exercising. Now that you've had the fuel that you need to benefit your body, some good exercises. Today I worked on legs this morning at the gym. I feel like leg day. A lot of people dread it, and a lot of people skip it. But I feel like leg day.
Trying to get those gains.
If you're really trying to, do the best thing for your body, leg day is very important. First and foremost, because your legs are like the biggest muscle on your body. So if you're not really working those out, you're kind of missing a big part of your, muscular system.
Trying to get those Saquon Barkley calves.
Nah,
looking like a freaking
Transform.
dude on
he
steroids. Jesus,
he
man.
takes leg day to next level. I'm just talking about this. Just get
general health.
Just general health, man. Just get a little workout in. Some squats. We did some calf raises, some leg press, some hamstring curls. Just gotta definitely hit your leg day. Don't skip it, because it also is very beneficial because you burn more calories. So like when I was doing squats today, it was like I can tell that I was burning more calories because I was sweating and working harder. It felt like I was doing cardio. Like that's how much I was working. So
on that fucking grind.
yeah, for sure.
Feel it more.
Like you burn more calories doing your legs, and it improves the balance of your body. Like I mean, the legs are kind of like the base. Like that's what you use to walk. That's what like connects you to the ground. So if that's kind of muscularly weak, it can provide like imbalances, and like it's a chain. So like if you have some imbalances, say in even your ankle or your foot, it can go all the way up through to your spine and your back, and you'll start experiencing like lower back pains, upper back pains, hip. Like you just gotta really work out muscles so that it just remains fully balanced.
Right. I like that. Keeping it balanced.
Do you guys like have any specific like leg workouts that you do?
No, I haven't fucking hit the gym in a while, but I mean like even shit like playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like we do that pretty often, maybe like on average probably once a week.
Yeah.
Twice a week maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think even just that is a pretty good leg workout. Obviously you're running, jumping, kind of moving. I mean, it's just about moving for me. Like I don't get really too specific with it, but like if you hit me up like, hey, let's go hoop, I'm like, hey, I'm down.
Yeah,
most
sure.
of the time I'm down. Sometimes I gotta do other shit, but like that's a solid leg workout in itself.
Yeah, all that
just
movement,
running
and cardio.
in general, yeah, cardio, playing basketball. I like because there's that jumping aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for me.
How about you, Will? Anything that you really?
I mean, I'm right there with Costa. I don't work out too much, but like usually I'll try to do like.
Yeah, but you said you got in the pool over the break.
Yeah, I hopped in the pool once.
Nice.
That wasn't great. It was a struggle, but I try to do like body weight stuff when I don't get in the gym. Like just do squats, push-ups, sit-ups. That's mostly it for now.
Yeah.
Like I would like to try to get like a pull-up bar or something.
Yeah.
Just try that for a little bit. Just do body weight when I can't hit the real gym.
Yeah, nice home gym. I feel like that's important because like a lot of people. I mean, not this time of the year because everybody's like hitting their resolutions and the gym is packed right now. But I mean, a lot of people are like discouraged by the gym, or they find like excuses not to go to the gym. But I mean, like Will said, like you can always do some home gym things like push-ups, squats. Like you don't need any equipment for a lot of workouts. So just make sure you're like staying active as much as you can, because there's a ton of information online to assist you with like doing anything like that.
And we have talked about getting into like the three of us getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu, yeah.
So we were talking about that earlier today, so we'll keep you guys updated, and hopefully me saying that keeps us like
accountable,
holds us accountable to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're definitely gonna be diving into jiu-jitsu real soon.
yeah, because that's an incredible workout, man.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
shit is unreal.
No
Humbling.
Yeah. Yeah, and then next diving into a theory, or not really a theory, but just an idea. I believe that physical wellness equals mental wellness. Like, if you get a lot of benefits mentally from working out, going to the gym, it takes like a lot of willpower to get up and go to the gym.
Right.
So I believe like that in itself is you practicing like discipline, and which in turn can translate to other aspects of your life. So that mental aspect, I feel like the gym is really key in providing, you know, benefits to your mental health. And also when you're working out, it produces like chemicals in your brain. So like if you hit a nice workout, you'll feel like refreshed afterwards. Like you might
dopamine.
Yeah, the dopamine. So
I think it's too like an important part is the challenge of working out and being like and lifting like a weight. It's like you're building up that mental fortitude to say like, if I can do that, I can definitely get this paper done in an hour. Or you know, like you could just relate it to different things. So I think that's another kind of that goes along with that mental fitness, mental wellness.
Yeah, for sure. And like Will said, just tying in everything, that dopamine. Like, say you get a good workout in, and then you try and go bang out a paper, your mental will be in a better state after working out because of like the dopamine you got.
Right.
So now you're in a better state to, you know, bang out that paper and could produce a lot of good work. So definitely more benefits than just your physique being improved. I feel like your mental, and that's something I've experienced myself personally, is my mental health and my mental wellness has improved due to me going to the gym more and challenging myself. It's caused me to challenge myself in other aspects. So yeah, I feel like those kind of go hand in hand. But yeah, and then lastly, just wrapping up this physical wellness segment, just how to stay motivated, because like I said, it's kind of tough going to the gym, getting up out of bed or whatever. So I feel like it's important to set goals for yourself, because that'll give you something to, you know, go after and look forward to, and something to strive towards. Like you said, it's challenging and stuff, but if you have like a goal, say you want to do, say you want to hit like 50 push-ups, say, like, then that way, if you have that goal, you know you have to at least do 10, like 5 times a week.
Right. Yeah, so, and I think like with the goal setting, it helps you, and I think this is kind of what you're getting at, to break it down into smaller goals. So say I'm like, all right, I want to do 50 push-ups by the end of the month. That means that I got to at least do one first.
Exactly.
Right?
You have to start.
And then you kind of can build that up. So then maybe tomorrow I'm like, all right, I'll do one, and then I'll try to do 1, 2.
Right.
And then the next day I'll do, okay, let me try to get 5 today.
Mhm.
And then, next week I'm on 20.
Yeah.
So I think that setting that long-term goal helps you break down, and then you can kind of just do math. And be like,
Exactly.
all right, I got 50 days to do 50 push-ups. I'll do 1 every day.
Mhm.
I'll try to just stack it up like that.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, people should be like, hopefully you can do more than 50 push-ups in 50 days.
Right.
But
no,
like,
yeah, but
nah,
I mean,
yeah,
just, like, with the math
simplifying.
on it,
Yeah,
right?
nah, I hear you, bro, for
Yeah.
sure. And that, like, just checking it off, like, it creates like momentum. And like,
Right.
say you like complete your goal, like just completing goals in general, it helps you stay motivated because like you have that confidence in yourself.
Definitely.
Like, say if I do something that I say I'm gonna do, I get it done, that gives me a boost of confidence and motivation to, continue and go on to the next thing and do that. And then it just is a cycle of, repeatedly getting things done. And that's really how you excel in anything, not just physical wellness, but in finance and sports. Just, you can relate it to anything.
Right.
Just the process of goal setting goals.
Right.
And then just sticking to those goals.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that kind of
Yeah,
wraps up.
that was wrapping up. Anything else? Any burning questions or comments?
No.
I kind of with like going back to like the mental wellness and like with the physical wellness, when you like, I know at least for me when I'm working out, I usually like my mind's clear as shit,
Oh yeah.
and I'm able to like think about things I want, or like when I'm swimming, that's when like I do most of my thinking,
Right.
because I'm not doing shit. I'm
Right.
just going back and forth.
Yeah, you don't have like external like distractions or anything.
Yeah, so,
Same
like-
thing with running too. Like those
Yeah.
endurance type sports, it's like you don't really have shit else to do but just run for like 5 miles or whatever, so you can kind of
Clear your
gather your
mind,
thoughts.
It's just
and
you
things
and
like
your
that.
thoughts.
Right. Yeah.
get shit figured out.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And
While you're going through like some physical activity, so your
Yeah.
body's being stimulated, which is also stimulating your mind too
Yeah.
while you're thinking.
And like
So, yeah, that's a great point.
And like with jiu-jitsu, I think that's gonna be like a little bit different because we're gonna have to actually like think like, if you like take your mind off what you're doing,
Well,
you're
yeah.
gonna get choked out.
Definitely.
It's like that. I feel like it depends on like the sport you're doing, like because certain sports definitely take
Right.
more thought to
Right.
do, while others you can just do it while having a clear mind, getting shit figured out and
Right.
everything.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
Nah, not really. I think that wraps it up. But thank you guys for listening. Tuning in with us for another episode of The Paper. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and rate our podcast. Leave us some feedback too.
Yeah, the feedback's really important.
Yeah, because
that's
we're
how we're
just
gonna get better at it.
yeah, we're just starting off, so there's gonna be some bumps in the road, but we're gonna continue to get better and better and better, and then in turn be able to bring you guys more value, and just level up all together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our
It'll be in the
handles are
description.
in the description. So
And then also, like, if you guys have anything that you want us to cover or touch on, just leave us with some feedback, reach out to us, and then we'll definitely take that into consideration.